Hi, good afternoon, everybody. It's Karen from Smashing the Glass with sunshine all over my face. Look at this. I am bathed in sunshine. I'm here in London, but it's cold and wintry January day, but it is glowing sunshine everywhere. So excuse my shiny nose and my shiny forehead. Maybe the sun will go in at some point, but here I am, sun and trains going past and London life. So for anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Karen Cinnamon. I'm the founder of Smashing the Glass, which is the world's biggest Jewish wedding platform. And I help Jewish and interfaith Jewish brides-to-be plan their perfect Jewish wedding, whatever perfect means to them. We have a brides club, we have a blog, we have Instagram, YouTube channel. Obviously, we're on Facebook. We are everywhere. And I hope that we are helping you plan your day your way. There's a really noisy train going past, so excuse that. I'm based in London, but we have offices in New York, and we have brides and audience that love us all over the world. And I come on here every Wednesday to help you with your wedding planning. The last few weeks we've covered the 4 things you need to know when you're newly engaged, how to maximize your wedding budget, how to work out guest list dilemmas, problems with guests. Hi Tanya, great to have you on. All that kind of thing. So if you want to know about guest list dilemmas, how to maximize your budget, how to draft a guest list, look at the previous videos from previous weeks. And Tanya, how do you like the sunshine here today? It is everywhere. I'm waiting for the sun to go in because I hope it's not off-putting seeing me and my sunny face. Before I go on, I want to make sure that you are all signed up to come to my Jewish wedding planning party. I'm going to put the link in the comments. No, that didn't work. Let me try again. We are having a Jewish wedding planning party on February the 12th. The date in your diary is completely free. It's for everybody all over the world. It's a party, but it's going to be online. And I am going to be going through everything from how to craft your perfect ceremony, how to handle family dramas, how to let go of Jewish guilt so that you're not people-pleasing the whole time, how to nail your seating plan, how to maximize your budget, your guest list. We're going to be covering everything, all while having a good time, like cocktails and music. We're going to be going for it. So make sure you're signed up to that. The link is just above there or in the comments. I've also just popped it in. So let's get cracking with today's topic, which is all about how to find your perfect wedding venue. And you don't really want to start looking around at venues until you've done the other things that I've mentioned earlier. So you want to have an idea of guest list numbers. You want to have a draft guest list, excuse me. And you also want to have an idea of budget. You don't want to go around looking at venues that are way out over budget, and you don't want to go around looking at venues that don't fit your guest numbers. So make sure you do those 2 things. And also have a vision of what you see, imagine for your wedding before you go around looking at venues as well. But let's take it all step by step. But basically the venue is such a big one, because really until you book your venue or you know what your venue is going to be, your wedding is really just a blank canvas. Once you book your wedding venue, you've got your date, which is great. It makes it feel real. You can start telling people to save the date. And you've also got a sense of the style of your wedding that can be dictated by your venue. As I say, you want to have an idea of guest list and budget before you start looking at venues so you don't waste time. But some people do it the other way around. I recommend having an idea of guest list and budget before. So you want to determine the ballpark number of guests before you even think about drawing up a list of potential venues. And look, with Jewish weddings, it often means larger numbers of guests. Not always, but often it does. So that will determine maybe a fewer short list of venues. The bigger the capacity, the smaller the number of possible venues. But roughly speaking, for weddings with more than 150 guests, you'll probably end up in a hotel or an exclusive hire venue or a marquee. And for weddings smaller than 50, maybe a small private venue or restaurant will work best. So one thing to think about when you're considering a venue is to ask yourself, how hands-on do you intend to be with your wedding? Because if you want to minimize the stress and hassle of wedding planning, then you want to go for probably more a hotel wedding where an in-house wedding planner does a lot of the work, as opposed to, say, a marquee hire or a dry hire venue where you'll be doing a lot of a lot more of the work. If, on the other hand, you plan on overseeing every little detail yourself, then an exclusive hire venue or a marquee could be up your street. So just have a think about that. Any venue that's kind of designed for events will tend to have like an in-house event coordinator. They'll want to please you at every step of the way. Whereas if you're having an event, your wedding in a venue that is not typically holding weddings like I did, I had it in an art gallery, and sort of hiring out the art gallery for weddings is not what they're designed to do. So we had to fit in with them rather than the other way around. So things were a little more complicated. Whereas if I'd have chosen to get married at a hotel where they welcome weddings, they try to book weddings, everything would have been that bit easier for me. So that's something to bear in mind. And now I want to talk to you a bit about budget. And by the way, if you've got any comments, pop them in the comments. I love hearing from you. Hi, Sam. Good to have you here with us. So let's talk about budget. So it definitely is worth talking to your venue about differing seasonal costs, because prices are really going to differ. For, say, a Thursday wedding in November is going to be a wildly different cost to a Sunday wedding in August at the same venue. Okay, so the time of year you get married, the day of the week you get married will impact on the cost, and it's definitely more room for negotiation when you're getting married at an off-peak date or time of year. And you should also clarify any potential hidden costs. For example, if you're choosing to bring in outside kosher caterers, the venue will most likely charge for use of your kitchen space. Something in terms of, we've got a great resource inside our Brides Club for Smashing the Glass. So I have a Brides Club, which is basically my passion, my third baby, my third child. And it is an amazing community of Smashing the Glass where we help you minimize wedge stress and overwhelm and maximize your budget, and all kinds of resources. There's all kinds of benefits. Sam, who's watching, is one of our members. But I'm sorry about these shadows on my face as well. I'm going to have to try and do my Facebook Lives when it's not sunny, right? I'm going to put the link in for the Brides Club, because one reason why you may want to join our Brides Club is because we have a list of questions to ask venues, or questions to ask on your show round. So you feel really empowered when you're looking at a venue and you're not thinking, should I be asking this? Do I need to know about that? It's all in Brides Club, what to ask your venues when you look on the show round. So make sure you grab a spot in our Brides Club. It's brides.smashingtheglass.com. I wonder if I turn my computer a bit. This shiny nose thing, I mean, I am not loving it. But anyway, there's not much I can do about it. I hope it's not bothersome for you. Sam, how does it look, me all in sunshine? I hope it's not really, really off-putting. So yeah, head to brides.smashingtheglass.com to questions to ask your venue, and we've got literally questions to ask every vendor, questions to ask your caterer, questions to ask your DJ or band, questions to ask your florist, questions to ask your makeup artist. And that's just for starting points. We've got so many amazing Jewish wedding resources. It's free to join for the first 30 days. So you can join, enjoy, grab the resources and see how you like it. So I digress a bit, but I think it's really important to feel empowered when you're looking around a venue to know what to ask. And that's why we came up with this list of questions. So I'll also say that if you're keen on your venue, if you're looking around a venue and you sort of feel keen on it, it's definitely worth chatting to the in-house coordinator there, or the event coordinator, to see if there are any extras they can gift you to sort of tip you into choosing them. You know, sometimes they may give you the bridal suite or some complimentary rooms, or offers on welcome drinks and canapes, or a complimentary, I don't know, complimentary round of drinks, or whatever it is. And the other thing is they might also be able to recommend vendors that they regularly work with who may also offer discounts based on the repeat custom that the venue provides. So do have those chats with your in-house coordinator if you're keen on a venue. See if they can offer you something to help tip you into booking with them. That's a really good tip. Now, you need to allocate a good proportion of your wedding planning time and budget to finding your dream venue, because there's so many options to consider and look at. You know, you may have your heart set on a certain venue, but when you look at it, the date's booked, or it doesn't quite fit in with kosher catering, or maybe you want kosher friendly kosher style catering, but they don't do it, etc., etc. So you do want to research quite a few and ask questions. Like I said, make sure you have that questions to ask at the venue show around, a list to hand, or even you can ask them over the phone. That's just as good. And also start your venue. The very first thing you want to do is, for venue searching, is actually just have a chat with your partner as a couple. What kind of venue do you see yourselves in? Are you going to drift to a more formal environment like a ballroom, or are you after something more artsy or quirky or alternative, or you definitely don't want a hotel wedding? Like, what is it that the two of you want as a couple? Have that conversation, because it really does set the tone for everything, your venue. And, you know, there's loads of things to consider, but the most important thing is what style of venue fits with the wedding you want to have. And if you go right back to watch my video from a few weeks ago, and I said the only four things you need to concentrate on when you're newly engaged, one of those things is to have that chat with your partner about your wedding vision and the kind of wedding you envisage, and stick to that. You know, you get so easily sidetracked through wedding planning with other people's opinions, budget constraints, all that kind of thing. And if you can always relate it back to your vision, your wedding mission statement, as we call it in Brides Club, it will keep you on the track. It will save you so much stress. So what else do I want to tell you? Yeah, so when you're thinking about the kind of venue you want with your partner, try and hone it down to maybe just 3 or 4 characteristics that are really important to you. And then once you've decided on the style of venue you want, you can do some research online. There's so many great wedding list directories, things like Coco Weddings, Funky Venues, Hitched, Venue Report, all kinds of. Wedding Wire in the States is great as well. And start to create a venue shortlist on an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheet. And then once you've narrowed down your selection, go out and see them and ask them all the right questions. Like I say, we've got that document in our Brides Club for our Brides Club members watching. Let me put the link direct to that. The questions to ask the venue PDF, so that you can pop it in, so that you can go straight there. So that's for our Brides Club members, of which I hope you're all Brides Club members. If you're planning a Jewish or interfaith Jewish wedding and you're not in our Brides Club, what are you waiting for? Come on, there's 30 free days to enjoy it and sample it and try it out and get all the good stuff. So you have nothing to lose. It's completely, you know, our engagement gift to you. So I'll put that link in there again if anybody wants to join Brides Club. So, and they're not yet in there. So what else do I want to say about finding your perfect venue? Yeah, don't go and see like 4 venues in one day. It will totally overwhelm you. Space it out, and also don't take a whole entourage with you to see the venue. Too many opinions. It's like, don't take too many people with you wedding dress shopping. 1 or 2 trusted individuals, that's enough. So also you want to visit if you really like a venue, you do want to visit twice at least. That's what I recommend, because you'll probably see a few different venues before you make your decision. And when you think you've found the one, go back and visit again and again. Check that it's as perfect as you remember, and also meet as many people from the venue as you can before signing the contract, because they're the people you're going to be working with and you want a good vibe from them. They should be replying to emails promptly. They should be making you feel good. They should be just as invested in your wedding, emotionally invested in your wedding as you are. They should be excited to host your wedding. You know, all those vibes are just as important as how in love with the actual venue that you are. The team will make or break your wedding in terms of the stress levels. Like if you connect with them, if you feel they want to help you rather than they feel like your inquiry is a little bit of a, you know, that's a good sign. So if the vibe from any of these people is anything less than spot on, alarm bells should ring. Okay, you want a good vibe, a good chemistry with people, with the venue team, and that goes for all your wedding venues. We've got also in Brides Club a whole video of me explaining what to look for in wedding vendors, what to look for, how to choose those perfect vendors, and obviously the chemistry is one of my big recommendations. I've put the link in for Brides Club if you want to join, but just in case you're not seeing the links, it's literally type into URL brides.smashingtheglass.com. You come join us. So final few things to consider, a few final tips. You don't have to get married locally to where you live, but you might want to consider how easy it will be for your number one guests, your A-list guests to get to your chosen wedding venue, because that will impact on RSVPs. So that's something to bear in mind. You also want to make sure for elderly guests that access isn't going to be an issue. For instance, will they be able to stay on site? How close are the local hotels and guest houses and Airbnbs? Are you happy for your guests to travel between the ceremony venue and the reception venue? Or are you looking for a single location? Different things to ask yourself. And also, if you have a lot of international guests, you might want to consider a location that will minimize travel time for them. Yeah, so you don't want, like, say, to bring a ton of international guests into JFK and then have them travel again a really long distance to the wedding venue. So think about that. And you also want to ask as many questions as you can think of before signing the contract. And that takes me again to the resource, questions to ask your venue on the show round. It will save you so much time and stress. Jump into Brides Club and grab that resource. So you want to make a list of those questions, look through the PDF, make a list and ask as much as possible during your initial contact phone call, again, to sense the vibe. How are they responding to the questions? Are the answers sounding good? And you want to ask the questions again when you take your tour of the venue, because maybe you'll get a different answer the second time around. So treat questions as the test of the venue's customer service levels. Yeah. We've got Kingtastic commenting saying a good thing to make yourself aware of, what are the sound limitations when you're booking your entertainment? Absolutely. That's on our list. Absolutely. Are there any sound limitations? We've got lots of questions to ask, which is why I didn't go through all of them, but I'd love you to jump into Brides Club and grab that list. But thank you for that, Kingtastic. So that's it for today. I'm going to be back here next week for another Wedding Wednesday. Giving you lots of tips and tricks for planning your perfect Jewish or interfaith Jewish wedding. And just to once again, join me at my free Jewish wedding planning party. It's happening on February the 12th. It's online. You can watch from the comfort of your sofa or at your desk at work if you're in another time zone. But it is going to be live. It is going to be fabulous. Every bride-to-be has to watch. If you know someone that's engaged, share this video with them, or share the Jewish wedding planning party link with them so they can get their free ticket. You do need to register for it. I'll put the link once again in the comments. So I hope you've enjoyed today. If there's any particular topics that you want me to talk about for future Wedding Wednesdays, put it in the comments and I'll be onto it. So lots of love, and I'll see you back here again next Wednesday. Bye.